My name is Sitar Teli, and I'm a venture capitalist based in London with Connect Ventures, a venture capital firm that we started in January of this year. We focus on early stage internet and mobile investments across Europe. My lightning talk was about networking and how to make it less painful.
What does it mean?
So I think at an event like this, a lot of what you're expected to do, in addition to attend the talks and listen to them, is go out and meet people. And for a lot of people I know, VCs, entrepreneurs, journalists, that's not always an easy and comfortable thing to do. I think a lot of people, and I'm in this bucket, when they walk into a room full of 200 people that they never met, the most common reaction is a fear. And so it was just some tips to help make the process a little bit easier, a little bit less painful. Best tips for being a better networker are be specific about what you want from each person you're speaking to. Be open, so be willing to talk to lots of people rather than just the famous people that you've heard of, and be prepared. So look at who's going to be attending in advance. Know who they are, know why you're interested in them and why they're interested in you, and contact them before the event so you can kind of set up a meeting beforehand versus just approaching them cold.
How has Slush been so far in terms of networking?
It's been excellent. So I guess it started last night. There was a small, pre-event party and a dinner, and then all day today. It's a huge event, much bigger than I was expecting. But fantastic. I'm really impressed with the quality of attendees, the setup and organization, the venue. It's really fantastic. Some of the talks have actually been highly entertaining and really fun. Tomorrow I'm on the jury for the lightweight pitches, I believe, in the morning. So I'm pretty excited about that. I always love seeing what exciting new things startups are coming up with and talking to them about that. I can't say there's actually any one thing I'm excited about because there's so many interesting things happening here. So I've actually been a VC for 7 years, and before that I was a banker for 3 years, and before that I was at university. So I've a shorter working history than a lot of people in VC. But what I've done most of my working life has been venture capital, and particularly in the consumer early stage internet and mobile. So I've been in London for 7 years, and I've seen the startup ecosystem really develop. I think where it is now is the best it's ever been. When I first got to London, the investors were behind closed doors. They were very hard to approach. There was almost no transparency in the system. I can't say the startups were the most exciting in the world. I think a lot of entrepreneurs had a difficult time raising funding, especially if they were first-time entrepreneurs. There was a greater tendency to, if you failed, you wouldn't try again. I don't think any of those things are true anymore. I think there's a lot of capital available for companies that are building exciting things. Entrepreneurs are far more ambitious and kind of globally oriented than they were before. Venture capitalists are far more approachable, and they're increasingly transparent about how venture capital works. I think that's one of the things Nicholas from Sunstone talked about earlier. And I think overall it's really improving. I think there's a second generation of venture capitalists out there that are building startups, a second, maybe even third generation of entrepreneurs. And it's happening across Europe. So it's happening in London, in Scandinavia, it's happening in Stockholm and in Helsinki and in Berlin. And there's some really exciting ecosystems being built. And I think the next 5 to 10 years are going to be fantastic.